Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well today. So in this video I want to do a quick breakdown of Champion's Path. Give you guys some of my opinions on this set, some of the good things about this set, some of the not so potential good things about this set, and what it's likely going to do in the future in terms of being how popular it's going to be in the short term, medium term, and in the long term, and then how that popularity is going to probably equate to long-term value or investability. Those types of words, or if we don't want to use the investment word for a modern product like this, have some reselling potential where people are going to make some money on reselling it in the short, medium, and long term. So, first thing that we should talk about is the great news about this set, and for people who were hoping that the set would have, some Chase Charizards in it, Pokemon has clearly delivered with those Chase Charizards, not including the promo Charizard, which we already knew about, which will be in those Elite Trainer boxes. It's also coming with that Rainbow Rare Charizard, VMAX, which, I definitely expected to be in this set. I think a lot of people expected to be in this set. I think common sense in a lot of ways dictated that it would be, but the real surprise is that shiny Charizard V that I certainly didn't expect to be in this set. I don't think anyone really expected that. I did wonder if they would throw in another Charizard in this set, potentially something gold, something new, something interesting. There was a possibility in my mind of that. I'm surprised it's this shiny Charizard V because I thought that would be a part of a genuine sort of Hidden Fates 2 type set that I thought they would release within the Sword and Shield as a, with all shiny V Pokemon. Was like my theory, right? And I assume that they will have that set. I know there's that all shiny Japanese set that will come out likely before our Hidden Fates 2 or shiny set. And so I really thought that card would be in there, but Pokemon has decided to put it into this set. I don't really agree with that logic by Pokemon. I think it's an odd card in this set. I'm not really sure it fits with the rest of the cards. Seems strange to me, just to be completely honest. But in terms of like chase and value, people are going to want that card. If recent history has taught us anything, very likely going to happen. So the pros of this box is that it has those cards, and those cards are likely going to be quite valuable, and at least in the short term. And people are going to want those. There's going to be a lot of box openings happening. There's going to be a lot of excitement around it. There's going to be a lot of money to be made around it because of that. Okay, so now let's jump into some of the potential cons or things we have to be a bit concerned about with purchasing this type of box right now, or purchasing a lot of the Elite Trainer boxes, for example. I guess before I preface that, the Elite Trainer box is clearly your best value. You get the most packs, and you get that Charizard promo. This has been said on many other channels. I guess I'll repeat it here, but I think that's pretty common sense, and I do my best not to repeat things that other people are saying, as much as I possibly can. So some cons. So Pokemon is so popular right now. There are going to be so many people buying this set, and I would be really surprised if Pokemon doesn't basically print this set to demand. And the more people store this product in their house and invest in the product, right, for the long term and take it off the market and not open it, the more Pokemon is then going to print more of it, the more people are going to buy it. It's going to keep those prices up. If Pokemon sees it, those prices are going to stay up because people keep buying it and then keep raising the price. I think Pokemon will continue to print more of it. And I think that's something that I think could continue to happen, frankly, with Hidden Fates even. There could be more reprints after this one. Pokemon can do what they want with these sorts of things. And I just don't think Pokemon is going to want to leave money on the table, particularly when a box or an Elite Trainer box is doubling, tripling, quadrupling in price in a few months, okay? So I think Pokemon, in a lot of ways, is going to be the big winner of that sort of movement in the long run. So that being said, so because of that, there's going to be a lot, in my view, in my educated guess, there's going to be a lot of this product printed, and Pokemon is more popular now than Hidden Fates, okay? Was when Hidden Fates came out, which brought a lot of people back in, okay? And because of that, there's going to be probably a lot more pre-orders on this. Pokemon is probably very aware of the uptick in the market, and so starting off, they're probably going to print more. Okay, if they don't print more, fantastic for people who want to invest in this. And if for some reason they really keep it a very tight release, that would be great. But the history on the English side of Pokemon, Japanese, they tend to have more limited print runs, but on the English side, they tend to just print and print and print as long as people are buying. All right. So because there are more people now, it's unlikely there's going to be that shortage that Hidden Fates experienced, and that shortage is actually part of what fueled the hype around Hidden Fates, because people no longer could get it as easily, and I think that excited people, and so people wanted it even more. And I, so much of what makes these things valuable is that psychology of scarcity. Even if it isn't scarce, even if Pokemon was going to reprint a ton of it, at the time, people didn't feel that way, okay? And because of that process, we may not see these boxes go up like Hidden Fates did, because there wasn't that scarcity for a time that raised the prices. And inertia is a powerful thing, so once prices go up, it's harder for them to come back down. Definitely not impossible, but it creates a little bit of an inertia or a barrier for it to come back down, because people don't want to sell under the prices that they bought those boxes for. Okay, what I will say is that it's possible, something like Hidden Fates is that the Elite Trainer boxes may not get reprinted or printed as much. And maybe they'll bring out more of those pin collections, other sorts of things, as a way to get more packs into circulation without printing those Elite Trainer boxes to death. It's possible. If that's true, the promo inside the Elite Trainer box, that would help the value of that card in the short to medium term, at least, and it would help the value of having that sealed product. And, going back to the pros for a second, that sealed Elite Trainer box is beautiful. And I've ordered a few because I really like the way that sealed box even looks, and I'm planning on just keeping one up sealed because I like the way it looks, frankly. And I'm sure there are going to be other people who feel the exact same way. And I want to open some, hopefully, on this channel if I do get my pre-orders. We'll see if they come. Now that this exciting news is, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of businesses back out of their orders, because a lot of people do that, unfortunately, in Pokemon, and don't hold up their end because now they know they can make more money. It's an unfortunate thing, but it does happen. Okay, so the next thing to talk about, the next important potential con or thing we have to be aware of, is how difficult are these cards going to be to pull versus the Hidden Fates Charizard and versus the Rainbow Rare Charizard from Burning Shadows. So if we start with that Burning Shadows Rainbow Rare Charizard, that Charizard was extremely difficult to pull because there were a lot of other Rainbow Rares in that set. Something like, off the top of my head, I think there were 13, maybe 12, 13, something like that. So, so it was quite difficult, right? It's like 1 out of every 2 boxes or so, you might pull one of those Rainbow Rares, but only 1 out of 13 of those pulls on average will be that Charizard, which makes it extremely difficult to pull. I think in this set, we're talking more like, I think I saw 5 Rainbow Rares roughly, something like that, 4 to 5. So it's not going to be 13. So as long as the Rainbow Rare has the same pull rate, it's going to be much easier to pull, okay, than that Burning Shadows Charizard. So that's important, very important. Second, I don't think, unless VMAX becomes very important in the history of Pokemon and gets replayed in a lot of games and becomes a very popular thing, I don't see that the VMAX Charizard ever being, the VMAX Rainbow Rare, which was that second full art Rainbow Rare Charizard by itself that wasn't with another Pokemon, I don't see that being as historic or as important as that Burning Shadows Charizard, okay? I'm not a huge fan of any of these cards as compared to Vintage. I think Vintage is always a better bet, just being honest with you guys, in terms of when we're really thinking long-term, historic value and cards really getting potentially really high in price. But these are Charizards, and that Burning Shadows Charizard is in my opinion, has the best makeup because it's very difficult to pull, it's very difficult to grade, and it's that first one. Okay. So So the Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX in this set is going to be easier to pull, which is going to theoretically make it less valuable, particularly if there's a lot more of this product that gets printed than Burning Shadows. You know, there are the amount of product that's going to be printed is a big what if. There could be less product of this than Burning Shadows because maybe it isn't like one of the main sets, and so they don't print as much. But again, lots of risk, lots of just, and common sense to me dictates that Pokemon is a company and a business that wants to make as much money as possible, okay? And I think we particularly see that, frankly, on the English side, that there's less of like a protection of it, and things are less allocated and controlled from my just watching things in my experience. All right, so now let's go to that shiny Charizard V. So shiny Charizard V, we don't know what the pull rate, or I don't know. Maybe some people know what the pull rate for that card will be already. I know that those packs have come out and people have started opening them, and maybe are starting to gather some sense of how difficult that is to pull. But very unlikely that it will be anywhere near as hard to pull as that Hidden Fates Charizard, because there are no other shiny cards that I know of. There aren't in this set, and so it doesn't. Just like that Rainbow Rare Charizard in Burning Shadows, which versus the one here, which had a lot more competition or a lot more other cards you could pull in that slot, there aren't going to be a lot of other cards that you're going to pull in that slot, or as many cards that you're going to pull in that slot. It's a much smaller set than Hidden Fates, so it's just going to be, just common sense says it's going to be much easier to pull. We don't know how much easier to pull right now. Eventually, I wanted to go back to doing some more data-driven math videos for you guys all. I can give you guys some of those breakdowns and some of those numbers once we have a better understanding of those specific print runs for a set like this. All right, so the last point to talk about is going to be some more of the unknowns. So one big unknown is how will these cards grade? And that is a huge problem with, in my opinion, the long-term value of your graded 10s and Hidden Fates, because that set was so easy to grade. And those black labels and Hidden Fates. Will this set be more like Hidden Fates in terms of its grading, or more like Burning Shadows, which was actually quite a bit more difficult than this? Or will it be more like Vintage, which is insanely difficult? It's not going to be like that. But is it going to be more on the modern side, on that Burning Shadow side, or more on that Hidden Fate side? The easier it is to grade, the easier it is to grade to get 10s, the less chase there's going to be likely on these, the less interest, the less high those prices are going to get. And when there's less high prices, psychologically, people then value the box and the cards less, even if mathematically that doesn't make sense. Because mathematically, if your odds are a lot lower to pull a 10, that should be factored into the price of the box, because even if you get the card, it won't pull a 10. A great example of that is that Evolutions Charizard, where people are saying, like, how could Evolutions be only, 120, 130, 150, whatever it is right now, dollars a box, when there's this potentially insane $1,000+ card in it? And it's like, well, it's because even if you pull that card, it's extraordinarily unlikely to be a 10, because it just seems so difficult to grade that regular Holo Charizard. So that's an example, right, of a pitfall that people fall into that I hope you guys won't fall into. But you can take advantage of that in terms of other people sort of falling for that logic, and then that becoming more exciting, chaseable set. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. So I think that's sort of about everything I wanted to cover. Overall, this set is certainly going to be much more popular and interesting than like a Dragon Majesty, which was kind of a bust. I mean, my favorite card from that set, honestly, is like the Dragonite promo that I have a few of that came from the box. And is going to be it's going to be quite a bit more popular than that. It will not do what Hidden Fates did, because And the last big point is because the rest of the set is nowhere near as exciting or interesting as Hidden Fates. So even though this set has those 2 Charizards, has that amazing Elite Trainer box, it doesn't have all the rest of those shiny cards, which people love, and all have a ton of value right now. Now, will the value hold up in those cards? I think no. I would be really shocked. That's just my personal opinion, guys, and I think I've expressed my reasons for that a lot on this channel. $200, $300 for those PSA 10 shiny cards when there are tens of thousands of those things being graded right now at PSA, and they're going to flood the market probably, or people are going to hold on to them because we're still in this greed cycle. And people don't want to sell because everyone thinks their cards is going to continue to go up in value. But I can tell you when people start to sell and when prices start to go down, that greed cycle is going to turn to a fear cycle. And you're going to have a lot of people who planned on selling their cards and wanted to sell at the high start panicking and flooding the market. And that will just drive it down lower for a lot of those modern cards. So that is what I expect to happen on a lot of those things. That being said, Hidden Fates better than this. And so just be careful. Be careful, guys. Do not spend money that you can't afford to lose. If you want to gamble and try and double, triple your money, buy a bunch of these, flip a bunch of these, I'm in full support of that. Have fun out there. We're all adults here. People can, if people want to buy those, they can buy those, but I want to give you guys the best information that I can and the most straightforward, honest opinions that I can, so you can hopefully consider my arguments and then make those decisions for yourselves. As I said, I have bought a few of these because I really like the beauty of the box, and I have this channel now, and I'm going to open one. We'll open one together, which I think will be fun. I would love to pull both of those Charizards, and I like the promo card. I think all 3 of those cards are really good looking and really cool. And so I would like to add them to my collection if I can do it at a good price. But I will not be looking to add those to my collection as investment vehicles or investment pieces. I'll be looking to add those to my collection at very cheap, affordable prices that are in my mind, what I think they really should be valued at. And if they go for more than that, I just won't buy them, and that's okay. Okay? And that's how I view these sorts of things, that I'm perfectly comfortable not owning certain chase cards if I think that they just are going for a lot more than they are worth to me, both as a collector, but then also as an investor. And there's gonna be so many chase Charizards in the future that all these chase Charizards are eventually going to very likely just not be that important to people. These middle chase Charizards, this will be a middle time, in 10 years. And so I just want people to think about that and consider that, we have 15, 20, 30 more chase Charizards. How much is it going to really matter that you have this one? And when there are tens of thousands of each of them out there in PSA 10, okay? Because the Pokemon company is going to keep putting these out there because they sell, and people are excited. And so, what I will say is I'm looking forward to opening this. I hope other people are. It's very exciting, and we will continue to hunt these. Everyone, I think, will continue to hunt these chase Charizards and other cards they're looking for. So thank you so much for watching this video today, and I will have another video for you all shortly. Take care.